2015 Harashin Scholar. My experience being a Harashin Scholar was very different because I got to host 2 girls from Japan, and when I went to Japan, I got to stay at both of their homes, and when they came here, they both stayed at my home. Going to Nagaoka, I realized how beautiful of a city it was. It was full of greenery, and the people were just so nice, and being there during the Hanabi festival, there was so much more color and so much more beauty, and it just made the experience so much more unique and so much better. Japan has so much history, and I'm very thankful to have learned it firsthand by going to all these museums and learning about the past wars and all of the struggles Japan has been through and how strong they've become because of it, because they've learned from it. Japan flows with so much history, and I'm very thankful to have been able to learn about their struggles during the war and all of their past hardships by going to so many museums and learning from a lot of guides, and through that I learned to learn from my hard times and struggles and be strong just like Japan did. Being in Nagaoka during the Hanabi festival was very special because we got to take part in the parade and saw these beautiful fireworks in person, and I felt more than just honored to be there and be representing Fort Worth and embrace such a beautiful culture. And they treated us so well that having them come to Fort Worth was our way of returning the favor and showing them our culture here in Texas. And even though it's really hot in Texas and it was a lot of walking, but we still had a lot of fun, and through this Harashin trip you make so many friends, and even to this day we still talk to them and we keep in touch through social media.
I'm Nate Wallace. I was a Harashin Scholar in 2015, and we went to Nagaoka, Japan, and I really enjoyed that trip because I've wanted to go to Japan my whole life, and so that was a dream come true for me. And while we were there, we did so much more than I expected, and they were so well organized that we were doing things constantly, and I don't really like to sit around and just do nothing, so that was my kind of trip. And when they came back to Fort Worth, it just felt like we were so well connected, and I just met so many people that I just have never done anything like that before. And it's just such an amazing program that I'm just so excited for more and more people to be involved, and I know every person that goes on those trips just has an amazing time. And I'm really thankful to Mr. Hara, who funds the Harashin program, because without his support, going to Japan would be so expensive and just so time consuming that we wouldn't be able to do it. And with his help and support, it just makes it amazing. While I was in Japan, I actually learned a lot more about the language. It was hard to learn Japanese, but while I was there, just like being surrounded by it, I actually learned a lot more words while I was there, and I also learned more about the culture. And at first I felt kind of like an outsider, and while I was there, as more and more days went by, I just felt like I was part of the community, and just everyone was so nice to me while I was there. Even at the fireworks festival, where there were millions of Japanese citizens watching the fireworks festival, I felt like I was just part of them, and I have never seen such amazing fireworks before in my life, and it was just an awesome experience. I still am talking with some of the Nagaoka scholars that we met through like text messages and social networks, and it's just awesome because I can see what they're doing and they can see what I'm doing, and it's just so great because I'm gonna have those connections my entire life. And if I ever get to go back to Japan someday, I know I'm gonna want to go to Nagaoka, Japan, and see some of my friends that hopefully will still be there, or I can find out where they are and go meet up with them. I actually have some items that I picked up in Japan in my room, such as when we played kendo with Mr. Hara. He gave us a like a sweat towel that we could wear, but he put on this sweat towel one of his favorite quotes, and I hung this up in my room because it's really inspiring. It's what it says is always have the courage of a soldier on the battlefield, and that quote I know is going to stick with me for the rest of my life because it'll always remind me of my trip that I had in Japan, and I think it can relate to anything in my life, that you need to have that courage in every aspect of your life to be the best you can be. And it's also very beautiful, the calligraphy, so I just think it really looks nice in my room, and I have several pictures that I took while I was in Japan. I took a lot of pictures. I just had so many good moments there that I just wanted to capture them so I could look back at them and enjoy them again. I also didn't know if I was going to like the food while I was in Japan because I actually don't really like fish, but I really like rice, so I was excited about that. But I got to try lots of different foods that I never would have thought I've liked.
Alright, I'm Samuel Dearbertis. I'm a 2015 Harashin Scholar, and I think the Harashin program really changed my outlook on different cultures in the world in general. I learned a lot about the similarities and differences between American and Japanese culture. I learned some things I had not known before. I tried new food, went to many cool places, and I think a lot of the stereotypes that I had were cleared up when I went there, and I think the same happened to them when they came back to America. It was great to host them as well and teach them about our culture in return. I think that's one of the best parts about the program, and I'd like to thank Mr. Hara for letting us do the program. It's a wonderful thing. I encourage everybody to take part in it.
Hi, I'm Bob Chow. I'm a 2015 Harashin Scholar. There's no subtitles for this video because I forgot to film myself, and when I was editing, trying to figure the software out, so the video is kind of bad because I don't know how to use it that well. So when I was trying to figure it out, I realized I forgot to film myself. So I'm doing this video last minute, trying to get it in. So there's no subtitles because I did not have it at the time. Last year on the day we were supposed to leave for the trip, I actually forgot that it was the day. I thought it was the next day we were leaving, which was wrong. But since I just got back from Asia, my grandparents' house, I was kind of disoriented. I had no idea what day it was, what time it was, and that morning I woke up, I just want to say I was glad. I packed my suitcase and rushed out the door in less than 10 minutes because this trip was completely worth it. I know I have like a family in Japan, because I remember the last day before I was leaving, my host brother Narumi, his dad, Hiro, took Narumi's younger brother to Tokyo for ping pong tournament, but yet his dad came back from Tokyo to send me off early that morning and told me I was part of his family now and he had to see me off. So he kind of skipped his younger son's ping pong tournament to send me off to the airport, which was really touching. And I just want to say that the fireworks, the Hanabi in Japan, beat any American fireworks I've ever seen. Those fireworks in Japan were quite amazing, they were breathtaking, and it was just a great experience to be a part of. And it was really a lot of fun. I ate a lot of food that I didn't think I would get to try. I actually started liking raw fish, like sushi. You know how like this extreme craving for sushi every day. And I actually like the Japanese native beans, the fermented soybeans, I'm not sure if I said that right. And I really appreciate all the experiences I had, like kendo fighting, the coast of Japan, the corporate offices of Japan. I got to see farmland, like the rice fields in Japan. I had a Japanese exchange student at my school this year. He told me Niigata is famous for the rice, and I'm guessing I saw a lot of rice paddies when we were driving through Nagaoka and to other cities around there. And I just wanted to say that it kind of reminded me of like Pokemon, some Pokemon scenery. I grew up playing Pokemon. It was kind of cool to see where all this stuff came from. And when they came back to Fort Worth, it was just amazing. We went everywhere. We sacrificed a lot of sleep, but it was all worth it in the end.
My name is Shannon Owings, and I was a part of the Harashin program in 2014. I actually stayed with Mr. Hara and his family, and the trip really impacted me in the sense that it broke a lot of my stereotypes about the Japanese culture, and it has also encouraged me to go study abroad at UT Austin, where I will attend in the fall, maybe sometime in the summer. It also has impacted me because as soon as I got back from the trip, I actually took Japanese, the language, for 2 years, and I was studying the language and the writings and everything, and I really loved it. And some of my favorite experiences from the trip, of course, would have to be the fireworks. It's just one of the most amazing things that you'll ever see. And not as big, but some of my other favorite experiences were just like staying in with the family and making fun of commercials and studying the language with Asuka and just shopping with her and talking to them. And one time we actually even went to dinner with the mayor. So there are so many different things that I really loved about my trip and I'll never forget.
Hi, my name is Katie Super and I was a Harashin scholar in 2012. My host sister was Akane Ibaraki. To this day, I still keep in contact with Akane. Since the program, I've been able to go back to Japan 2 more times, and each time I was able to stay with the Ibaraki family. This last winter break, I went and volunteered in Samagawa and Fukushima, and I worked at a kids camp there, and I was able to help with a local farm. I was able to use the Japanese I used in the program, as well as in the last 3 years of university, to get along with everyone I worked with. During the New Year's vacation, I was invited to go to Nagaoka and stay with my host family. While at a New Year's party with my host family, my father introduced me as his own daughter, which was very unique to me that I have a family in Japan as well as in America. It's really awesome. Because of the program, I was inspired to learn more Japanese. So for the last 3 years at university, I've been studying Japanese and I now have a Japanese minor. I might even go to graduate school for it someday. I can now speak near fluent Japanese, and I think it's because of the program that I was inspired to participate and learn this language even more. 3年間テキサスの大学で日本語が勉強しております。プログラムので私の日本語が訳しましたね。So this summer この夏に私はフォートワーシスターシリーズでインターンシップをしています。その経験は私の履歴書を良くします。So because of the program, I'm working with 4 sister cities and I can make my resume better. This summer I get to work with 4 sister cities, and as an intern I'm actually directly responsible for the current Harashin program. I've been planning a lot of what they're doing and working with their delegation leaders, so it's very interesting to be on the other side of that. And I definitely don't think I would have that experience if I wasn't accepted to be a Harashin scholar. I'm actually planning a lot of Mr. Hara's visit currently and working with the Nagaoka office, and it's a very unique experience to be working with people from an international office like that. After I work for 4 sister cities this summer, I'm going to be going to Rikkyo University in Tokyo to study Japanese and improve my international studies major. この夏の後で私は立教大学で留学します。日本語と国際関係を勉強しております。Mr. Hara, thank you very much for supporting me and giving me this scholarship. I think that it has forever changed my life and given me this interest in Japanese culture, which I already had before, but because of the program, I was finally able to realize my dream and go to Japan. And I think that now I want to be an English teacher in Japan because of the program, allowing me to go to Japan and see what a school there was like and seeing what interest students there had for English. So, 推薦状のでありがとうございました。
Hi, I'm Alexandra Sinatra. and my trip to Japan really shaped my life. It helped me to appreciate other cultures and to appreciate what every single culture brings into a workplace. I currently am an attorney for a multinational firm. We work across Asia and Europe and the United States and North America, and I deal with people from all different countries all the time, and it's fantastic that I got to have a job that's international, and I believe that my trip to Japan and Mr. Hara's donations about these scholarships really helped me and shaped me into an international person. I remember something really specific from my trip. My host sister helped me write a speech in Japanese, and I got to present that to Mr. Hara's father, Mr. Hara, and I presented it completely in Japanese, and they were floored that I actually learned a speech in Japanese, and we presented him with a bunch of baseball memorabilia, and it was just such a wonderful experience, and it brought me so much closer to my host family. And I just want to say thank you to the Hara family for allowing me to have such a memorable and wonderful trip to Japan, and for allowing me to make a family.
Hi, I'm Natalie Parker, and I traveled to Nagaoka as part of the Harashin scholarship group about 20 years ago. My host sister was Keiko Tanioka, and although we haven't stayed in touch, I have thought of her over the years. What I think is really special about the exchange is that we got to see not only the public view of Japan, but also the private view. We got to be in people's homes and learn, for example, how to shower and bathe in Japan, to participate in a festival, and to visit corporate offices. So I think that's a really special experience that would be hard to replicate in a different exchange. And all of these experiences were made possible by the unbelievable generosity of Mr. Hara. That traveling to Nagaoka or any other city in Japan wouldn't have been possible without the scholarship, so thank you.